When people say add value, or that your music is not valuable to them, or when I made the video where I was talking about support your own, you can only support your own if whatever it is that they are giving you has value to you. What does value mean? What is value? This is what this video is going to be about. It's going to be a rant / a discussion, conversation, where by the end of it all, I would have given you what I think value is and why I think value is the most important thing that any creator should be focusing on. Hi, my name is Kamga and I am a husband, writer, and poet. I currently live on this YouTube channel, so I spend a lot of time here. Welcome. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, maybe you have a good reason not to subscribe. So let me tell you why you should subscribe. I am a creative. I spend my whole life, and I intend to spend the rest of my life, figuring out how to tell better stories. On this channel, I make videos for people who are starting up. Creatives like you who want to write, make YouTube videos, build a podcast, and don't know where to start. There's so much information on the internet, there's so much of truth, there's so much of the right things to do, and they have no idea where to begin. So I'm here to help you out because I wish I had somebody helping me out like this. So if you're a starting creator, if you're figuring out how to do this whole writing thing, if you want to figure out how to write, how to build a YouTube channel, or how to be an annoying doggy like this one, subscribe to the channel, okay? Cool. And once you subscribe, please make sure to hit the notification bell so that you would know whenever I post a video, yeah? All right, what is value? First thing we're going to do is figure out the dictionary definition of the word value. All right, I just did a Google search of the word value, and here's what I see. The regard that something, so this is, the first one is a noun. Value, I pronounce value. The regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. For example, your support is of great value. Similar, merit, worth, usefulness, let me pull that down. And number two, a person's principles or standards of behavior, one's judgment of what is important in life. They internalize their parents' rules and values. So that is the second definition that I don't think is going to be relevant to our conversation right now, because I'm looking more at the noun of what people make. When I say what you're making should have value, I guess what the meaning is the first one, the regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. And second part of the definition, which is a verb, is estimate the monetary worth of, I don't even know how to read, the monetary worth of something. His estate was valued at $45,000. Number two is consider someone or something to be important or beneficial, have a high opinion of. An example is she had come to value her privacy and independence. But anyway, we get the big picture. Value has to do with usefulness, value has to do with worth, value has to do with importance. So when somebody says, someone like me goes on the internet to make a video saying, when you know your why, you know your value. And in order to grow an audience, in order to know why people support you or they don't support you, you need to know the value that you're providing to these people that you want to buy your product. People don't show up to your platform because they care about you. They show up to your platform because they gain value from you. Value is subjective. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, if you know you're starting a blog to cater to this particular audience, all those things fall in place. Your value becomes the truth through which you seek the people who need your product. You know where they are as an audience, you know whether they're on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Everything else, the tactics, once you understand the religion, which is the bigger problem that you're trying to solve, which is the idea that drives everything else, those tactics, how to find people, whether you start a newsletter or not, whether you should even have a podcast or not, once you know your value, everything else falls in place. Oh, what you have to do has to have value. This is one of those places where somebody can tell like semantics, like what has value for you doesn't have value for me. And that is the truth. Like the whole point of this conversation that we're having right now is going to be based around the fact that what is valuable for you might not be valuable for me. If you like somebody's music and you find value in that music, you find it entertaining, expressive, refreshing, and you really do enjoy the music, that music has value for you. Now, if you talk to somebody and says, hey, you should listen to this song, I think it's a great song, it makes me feel this, it makes me feel that, it's the best song I've ever heard. And the person listens to the music, or maybe not, and is like, yeah, no, that, not interested, this is not me. Why are you angry? Why? It's like you're watching this video right now. Hopefully, I'm providing value, providing something useful, something worthwhile, because there are 1,000 things that you could be doing with your time. But you've chosen to click on this video because you want to have this conversation around value. That in itself means that what I'm doing has value to you. Now, it could be that the video itself is valuable. The information that you're watching right now is valuable. The music is valuable, right? It could be that the product, whatever it is, the t-shirt, the show, whatever has value. And that value varies based on whoever it is. For example, somebody who values and finds that the iPhone has value for them, they can place a certain amount of money that to them equates the value that the iPhone brings to them. So if you, for example, don't think having a $1,200 phone is valuable, if you don't think that having a phone that can do all these amazing things is worth a certain amount of money, it has no value to you. But here's the part where I think the conversation goes awry. People think that because something doesn't have value to me, it suddenly should not have value to another person. And that's where we have a problem. That's why I feel a lot of content creators forget that value is people dependent. And also value, really, it's a weird thing about value because it doesn't depend on you, the creator of that value. Whatever you make, whatever you write, whatever video you make, whatever song, book, everything else, the value of that product is almost solely based on the person consuming it. And that's in terms of monetary value, in terms of feedback value, in terms of, I made this thing, nobody cares about it. That particular part where nobody cares about it has nothing to do with you. So, in this particular scenario, as a creator, your YouTube channel might have a ton of value for you. It might be the place where you share your ideas, the place where you share a lot of things, the place where you literally try to connect and share. And like me right now, I'm making this video. I don't know how many people are going to watch this video, right? This has value to me because I want to share my thoughts. That value inherently in this video is that I want to be able to have a place where I can put my thoughts for posterity, for documentation, in case nobody else in the world finds this video valuable, then it has no value to them. So value is not based on what we want it to be. The value of this video is based on whoever is consuming the video. I am making this video and it has value to me. So value is very relative. And that's the biggest piece of value that I feel we fail to think about, where we assume that what is valuable for us. I mean, this is almost going on in circles, and I don't want this video to be longer than it needs to be. I think we need to have a conversation more around the idea of respecting other people's values. And this is like the verb part, your thought process, your beliefs. Because when they say somebody has a different value system, it's like, I don't believe that. The typical example I'm taking is the one with the iPhone, because somebody like my wife, for example, has all Apple products. She's been using it for years, so she hasn't had to actually buy like new items all the time. And for somebody like her, me wanting to buy, say, the new Samsung Galaxy Note 10 sounds crazy. I watch, for example, all kinds of entrepreneurial videos. I can binge watch them. I also watch a lot of anime on VRV. Like, I will pay to watch shows that most people would look and be like, this is the most stupid thing I've ever watched. I've been watching Dr. Stone, I've been watching Demon Slayer, I've been watching, what else have I been watching? Anime has value for me. I can sit for a whole day and actually watch a lot of anime and I would not care what you think about me. One thing that we need to realize as creators, as content creators, is that value is people dependent. And if you want people to find your thing valuable, you need to create with them in mind. If I need you to find this video valuable, if I need to add value to this, I need to be adding something more than what you already know. And I have a feeling that you know a lot about what I'm saying. And I'm making this video for somebody who is thinking that they deserve likes, they deserve views, they deserve subscribers, they deserve money just simply because they showed up. You don't. You don't. You don't deserve anything. All you deserve to do is your work. I know it sounds harsh, and it's mostly for me that I'm even saying this, because I tend to think that because I came here and I showed up and I made one video, I should suddenly blow up. You know what? No. Yes, I'm going to ask you, if you're watching up to this particular point, please subscribe. I want you to subscribe, but I don't want you to subscribe because I asked you to subscribe. I want you to subscribe because you think this is valuable, that you are getting something from here. I'm making videos on creativity, and I'm making videos on immigration. I'm making all these videos on book reviews. I am struggling and trying to find time to create content that I wish I had. For me, that's valuable. No question, I find it valuable. But it doesn't have to be valuable for you. So I think we need to get this conversation straight about the whole idea of value, where people think that they deserve likes and follows simply because they showed up. I don't think so. If you want people to show up and you want people to like your videos, you want people to enjoy what you're doing, give them value. And it still goes on in that circle of like, what is value? Well, value is what is important to somebody else other than you. Period. If you make a video about things that you like and nobody else likes them, you will never have any followers. If you make a video about things that you like and that other people like it, it's valuable to you and it's valuable to them. They will show up. So if you're trying to create a YouTube channel, you're trying to start a podcast, you're trying to start a blog, you're trying to start to build all these platforms and all these things that you're like, well, it's the internet age, everybody is doing it, let me start doing it and I'll suddenly become Kylie Jenner or, I don't know, Emma Top 10, or you're just going to build, I mean, by the way, it's now called Displore. No. Take some time to think. When you're making this thing, when you're making this product, when you're making this album, this idea, this video, what will somebody other than you find valuable in it? Because for me, whenever I've written any article that was, yes, I write about myself, I write about my experience, I write about what is going through in my life. But at the back of my mind, consciously or not, I'm always thinking like, when somebody reads this article, would they be reading it to learn about my life and be like, oh my God, Kamga's life is so miserable or so fun or so interesting or so, wow, he's so smart. Who cares that I'm smart? I know I'm smart. My mother knows, that's enough. But when you're writing, when I write those articles, I want somebody to reach at the end and be like, wow, I learned something. So when you're thinking of value, think of what the other person is going to get. Think of what the other person watching this, apart from you, apart from your friends and family. If somebody came and watched this video right now, what is the value they are going to get? So when I was making this video, I was thinking about the fact that the term value is very relative. It's very heterogeneous. It's very, you can't exactly clarify and say this is valuable and this is not valuable because it is human and people dependent. There are 7.5 billion people on earth. Less than half of those people are on the internet. And you come to the world, to the internet, you share these ideas that you think are the best ideas on earth. What gives you the right to think that, I don't know, 0.02% of those people are going to enjoy it? And if like 2 people actually say, wow, this was really interesting, what also gives you the right to think that because only 2 people, say only 2 people liked the video, then it wasn't valuable? You see, that's the other end of it. We focus so much on having this fame and this huge following, and I myself, I do this and I want this. I want to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. That was a goal I had at the beginning of the year. This is October. We think so much about value in terms of I want a lot of followers, I want a lot of money, I want fame, and I want all this notoriety for what I'm doing that I think is valuable. But we don't think about the part where that value comes with consistency, it comes with iteration, it comes with improving everything. If you're doing a YouTube channel, you're not just working on your speech, you're not just working on your thumbnails, you're not just working on your consistency, on your subjects, on doing search. You're working on all these small parts, and people are showing up. 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 30. For me, value doesn't depend on the number of people who think that something is valuable. When I made my first audio product, my audiobook, the very first audiobook that I made, a friend tweeted out something that stayed with me. And I sold, 7 copies of that audiobook. But those 7 copies were bought by people who knew me. People gave me feedback. I had feedback from Facebook, feedback from YouTube. Somebody was like, you know, you should make this thing and put it on YouTube. It was really interesting. Value is relative. Value depends on the other person. What is valuable to you doesn't have to be valuable to another person. And if you can keep that in mind, you will probably never be bothered about the fact that what you're doing is not working. You would instead think about, what I'm doing, is it useful to somebody else? Is it valuable to somebody else? Is it adding something more than what I want? Am I just trying to make this because I can or because I actually want to help somebody else? So next time we think about valuable, think about other people. Think about other human beings. It's not just about you. It's not just about what you want. My wife, for example, is thinking of starting a YouTube channel or making a YouTube series. Like, she's been thinking about this idea for a long time, and she's the kind of person who actually doesn't like the internet. Like, she used to use it, and it's not because she's busy, it's more of, there's an aspect of the digital world that robs some people off, and which is the whole aspect of, like, some people find some things valuable, like cat pictures, putting images of them being married and happy. There's a large swathe of people who think that valuable is, being boastful and sharing all the great things that are happening and curating their lives, making cool Instagram feeds. So you never find out that they're actually like you and like me. They cry sometimes in the middle of the night and then they eat chocolate to make themselves feel better. Wait, am I the only one who does that? Actually, I don't eat chocolate. So anyway, for her, being able to do this thing, using this platform to add value to other people's lives is actually more important than the way she looks at it. So maybe something valuable that you could make today might be something that you don't even think is something that you should do. Maybe you don't even think that you should be doing this YouTube channel. Maybe you sat one day and you're like, I'm doing all this thing. I have just 100 followers. What is going on? Well, I want to tell you this. It's not about you. It is not about you. Your role is to use this your life to make things for others. If you're a smart person, your intelligence is for you to serve other people. If you're a funny person and you make your jokes by yourself, do you laugh alone? Comedians who are gifted in the gift of gab and comedy, do they sit and make jokes for themselves? They make for others. And what happens is they iterate, they write, they improve, they grow. When you make things for other people, that's how you make value. Those are my thoughts on value. And I know they are scattered. They're actually intentionally scattered. I never thought much about it because I did not want to dilute how I really feel about the whole idea of creating value. It's one of those topics that I will probably have to return. And I use it a lot. I'm like, create value, make value, and do those things. So, yeah. I hope you liked it. I hope you have subscribed to the channel. If you don't think this is valuable for you, don't subscribe. Like, honestly. I am realizing and trying my best to pay attention to the fact that I'm making these videos and creating this content because I want to add value. And one sure way that I know that I'm adding value is if the subscriber count is increasing. Not because people like me, but because what I'm doing is useful. But if you like me and you subscribe, hey, who am I to decide what value is? As we've discussed, value is people dependent, value is relative. And if you find anything that I do, anything that you see valuable, subscribe and click the notification bell because whenever I put out videos, you'll be able to see the videos and get it. And I'll see you on the next video. But before we go, let me know what you think about value. Let me know in the comment section what your whole personal perception of what value is. And you can also continue watching videos on the subject of value and creation right here on this channel. I'll see you next video.